Hi, my name is Attorney Walter Rudolph Hnot III. I'm with Disability Resolution PA. What do consultative examination appointments usually have in their report that is submitted to the Social Security Administration? Okay, so basically the SSA will receive a report, and then also the attorney can go ahead and request and obtain it. The report will usually have a couple of sections to them. It's like a classic medical report, but usually, in my opinion, a little bit more organized based upon a standardized system. What you'll see is a fact pattern area, why you're there, issues that you're having area, a little bit of history, maybe some family history. They'll have a review, may have some printouts from machines, things like that as to what's going on with you. They'll do certain tests. They'll go through all the tests that they did and what the results were. Then they'll usually have a diagnostic impression, which is like a bullet point as to the major categories of issues that you're having, like a depression or cardiovascular issue. And they'll specifically go through things that are bothering you. Think of the diagnostic impression, because a lot of people have a hard time understanding. They're like, bullet points. What is that? Bullet points. Point stuff. Point stuff. Subsection little a, point stuff. Little I, point stuff. It's just doop, 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 doop. It's a hierarchy of letters that can be indented, that they're like an outline fashion that allows somebody to see what they need to know. And I see this camera keeps moving on me. So what you need to know is that diagnostic impression goes through how you are disabled based upon, usually pretty generic. They're not usually super specified, but generic statements based upon the medical journals or, accepted medical terminology and things like that. After that, some reports will have a portion that goes into a vocational analysis, which I always attack. I always attack that. They have absolutely no right as medical experts to opine as to their beliefs of what a vocational expert would give his opinion about. They don't know whether or not you could work so many hours a day. How the heck would they know? They're not going to know that. Like if it's a stage 4 cancer person, yeah, okay, fine. They're not going to be able to work an 8-hour workday. Sure, I think the most basic person that's on Earth with a basic education would be able to say yes, that person is so sick. But there's so much gray room in anybody else other than that. You know what I mean? Whether or not they can do an 8 hours a day, or they could do a certain functional job, or they could do certain things with the hand. Can they use a hammer? Can they use a jackhammer? Can they? Come on, they're not gonna know. And that's part of the thing is that, okay, fine, they can give testimony as to your residual functional capacity, like walking, standing, holding, pushing, pulling, whatevering. Add anything onto it. They have a form for it, and you could basically go through and see what this individual could do. But they don't have, in my opinion, the authority, background, or expertise as a medical expert or a specialist medical expert to tell me, okay, or the judge, that person can do anything. I object to that every single time. And here's why. Medical experts are not vocational experts. They are not trained in the job market or the Dictionary of Titles, the DOT, which is what we use at the SSA hearings to define what the prior work was, PRW, what their relevant transferable skill work was, which is basically step 5, the 5-step sequential. And then, of course, part B of step 5 is what other types of unskilled work could the claimant potentially do. Medical experts should not be allowed to opine that evidence. And if they do give it, you better object. Your attorney better object. Not a lot of them do it, but I do. And I'm going to tell you why. If you don't, then that crap is in there for the appeal. And you need to get that out. So, anyways, I get a little excited there, but the bottom line is you need to make sure certain types of evidence stay within their field of expertise. When Dr. So-and-so tells me, hey, I think this person could work, and they could sit for 6 hours a day, and 2 of those hours while they're working, of the 8-hour workday in total, 6-to-2 ratio, they could be standing and or walking. Don't tell me that. No. You don't know that. You might know that they could walk for 2 hours, but you don't know whether or not they could do a job where they're sitting for 6 hours and standing and or walking for 2 hours. Don't outline the statute for a sedentary-based job and tell me what it's going to be when you're a medical expert. No, that's specifically for the vocational expert to decide. So, anyway, that's something you should know. My name is Attorney Walter Rudolph Hnot III. I'm with Disability Resolution PA, an Orlando, Orange County-based social security disability law firm. You have an absolutely wonderful day. If you want the most up-to-date information, give me a call. If you want something further explained, give me a call. I do not charge for, initial consultations, blah, 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 blah. Please call me with organized stuff, like what your fact pattern is, what your timelines are, where you went for medical. I love when people call me, oh, I don't remember that. I don't know. Guys, come on. If you're going to call me, don't waste my time. Be organized, Anyways, be a good human being, and I will catch up with you later. All right. Thank you so much. Attorney Walter Hnot. Bye-bye.